There are many federal grant agencies. An example of a grant agency would be the National Institute of Health, NIH. Under NIH, there are 30 or more different agencies for chronic illness, cancer, aging, blindness, you name it, NIH has it. And they also make grant funds available. So the federal government has 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 different agencies under the Department of Commerce. There are agencies and departments. Under Defense, the Department of Defense, Department of Energy, Department of Labor, Department of Justice is a frequent contributor of grant funds because they're always trying to advance a cause. They're always trying to promote something that's going to have a favorable effect on the crime statistics. So federal government money is driven by a forecasted need and a documented goal to improve education. So that within the Department of Education, there are still other offices within that. Then included in government agencies, oftentimes the federal government makes money available to municipalities such as cities, towns, states. Some federal money is never seen by the general public because the general public are not eligible to apply for these funds. And the applications can be fairly long. I received one the other day from NIH. It's 237 pages long, and don't you know you have to read every word. This is before you write anything. The federal government, more than any other funding source, is especially particular about the format of documents. If they say single space and you double space, they're not even going to review your grant application. If they say no more than 25 pages and you submit 26 pages, then they're not even going to review your document. So you have to understand the instructions. You have to follow the instructions to the letter of the law. And two other people should work with a checklist to make sure that every item has been responded to or addressed if it's in that grant, that RFP or the federal application. So federal agencies, there are many federal agencies. Generally speaking, they all use the same application format with a few exceptions. But they're almost always PDF documents. I've done some federal grant proposals. I've written some federal grant proposals that were pilot projects. So we had to prepare and submit what's called an abbreviated application. From there, Hopefully this particular client was invited to submit an application because they own a patent on a particular technology that the government may be interested in using. So it's very, very fascinating, you see, writing grants. Okay, so we have covered federal agencies. Please make notes and send me an email. I'm expecting that you're going to be reviewing these lectures on Monday, which is tomorrow. This is Sunday. I'm making them today for tomorrow. And you can probably look for an assignment about now. And that assignment is going to be to write a 3 to 4 page foundation grant proposal. I've already covered the information, and you want to make sure that this foundation proposal is going to be suitable to use as a narrative in your federal grant application. So I want you to write a grant proposal. You decide what grant proposal you want to write. And I'd like for you to also get a DUNS number because you're going to need it being a grant writer. You should be able to submit grant applications on your client's behalf, even though your clients must also get a DUNS number. But you should register. You know, any grant writer should be registered with the federal government with a DUNS number and also register as a contractor. You should register as a contractor because you could have the opportunity to earn above average pay working on some of the grant projects once they're funded. So that's very important. And so I'd like for you to do those two things. Get registered at grants.gov, and that includes the contractor registration. So get a DUNS number. And also write a 3 to 4 page foundation grant proposal and make sure it's suitable to be used as a narrative for the federal grant proposal. And you should be able to download an application while you're at grants.gov. And so download an application for something, anything that you want, and just have a look at it, and see how involved it is. The federal grant applications can look intimidating, but there are many pages on there where only the name and address are required. And on the newer grant applications, they have an autofill quality. What happens is that if you fill out I think it's the SF24 first, then the other documents that you fill out will be propagated with that contact information on it. So that's extremely helpful. And it's also in the instructions, and don't take the instructions lightly. Grant writing, especially a federal application, I'm all in favor of 3 people knowing what is going on or being kept in the loop 100% of the time. It's really very important for the federal grant writing. So that's get a grant application, get registered at grants.gov, register as a contractor at grants.gov while you are there, and write a foundation grant proposal consisting of a cover letter, program summary, problem statement needs assessment, objectives, methods, a way to evaluate the program. How will the success of the program be evaluated? And then anticipated outcomes. When we give you this money for this project or this program, and you are successful in meeting your goals and objectives, what do you anticipate the outcome will be? So that means that if it's a youth at risk program, then what will happen is that these youths will improve their academic performance, join the Boy Scouts, become star athletes, graduate with honors, go on to college, and that should be as a direct result of their participation in your program. Okay, we're going to end this lesson here, and we will pick up on the next one next.